From the dirt to the petals, I'm making it grow. Houston's where I'm at, watch me take it slow. Gardens full of color, flowers in my hand. Now I'm in the floral game, got my future planned. Come learn with me from gardener to florist.
So last week my instructor gave me some really great feedback on my vase arrangement. Here's what they suggested for improvement. Group all the hydrangeas low on the vase. Insert all the flowers through and around them, placing a few tall carnations. Create groupings of like flowers and colors to build a rhythm. And to work filler from the base to the top to unify the design and tie everything together. They also told me I created a beautiful arrangement and encouraged me to keep practicing, because the more I do this, the easier it'll get. So this week, of course, I wanted to apply this feedback to this week's project to see how I could improve. Instead of working with the vase this time, I'll be using floral foam, which brings a whole set of new techniques to practice. Of course, I had to make my usual stop at H-E-B and check out the 398 section, because budget-friendly flowers are always a win. I ended up selecting roses, daisies, foliage, and aster. Before doing anything, I need to prepare the floral foam. This step is important because if it isn't properly hydrated, some of the flowers won't get the water they need, which means they won't last long. Here's how I did it. I filled a bucket with water and added flower food to the mix. Place your dry floral foam on the top of the water and let it sink naturally on its own. It's important to not push the foam down. This can cause dry pockets in the inside, which means your flowers might not stay hydrated properly. I let my foam soak while I set up my workspace. After it fully absorbed, I was ready to start designing. The next step is covering the foam with the foliage to create a good foundation for the design. Typically, you'd use multiple pieces to add texture, but I only had access to one for this project. It still does a great job of covering the foam and making the arrangement feel full and polished. The recipe suggested using greening pins to secure the foliage, but I didn't have any, so I asked the florist at H-E-B for advice, and she suggested using hairpins instead. It actually worked out well, so if you ever need a quick substitute, that's a great alternative. For those of you who might not know what greening pins look like, here's a picture for your reference. They're small U-shaped pins that hold foliage in place. First, I inserted the foliage around the base of the foam to create a nice full foundation. This helps structure the arrangement so that everything else can sit properly. I placed the daisies at the base to add volume and a bright, cheerful touch. I wanted them to form a nice frame around the bottom of the arrangement. For the height, I use aster in the center. This helps give the arrangement some movement and keeps it from looking too flat. Then I grouped the roses together rather than spacing them out. This was something my instructor specifically mentioned last week. To create groupings instead of spreading flowers randomly, this technique really makes the arrangement look more intentional and visually appealing. Finally, I added more filler with foliage to tie everything together and soften any empty spots. I really focus on applying last week's feedback, especially with grouping flowers, creating a strong focal point and balancing height and rhythm. I can already tell that these little adjustments are making a big difference in my designs. I'm super excited to get my instructor's feedback this week. Hopefully I'm improving and getting better with these techniques. What do y'all think of this arrangement? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you enjoyed this, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more Floral School updates. Thank y'all for watching. See you next week.